everybody, my name is Angela Cleary. I'm a life coach and I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse. Now today I want to talk about core wounds. Our deepest core wounds are the reason for a lot of our decisions and a lot of our emotions. They are the reason for our triggers. They're the reason for our anger, our pain, our frustration, our sadness. But when I did my video on triggers, as I said to you, we tend to blame the external source. We tend to blame the thing, the person, the movie that makes us angry. But we need to understand that our anger, our pain, our frustration, our upset, that's not our wound. That is the reaction to our wound. You know, we don't get angry and frustrated because there's no pain inside. That's the reason we get angry, is because we're bottling up this deep-seated pain. We're I won't say hiding. Our unconscious mind blocks our traumas away. It blocks us from our conscious mind so that, it protects us? It does not protect us. It's fucking bullshit. Like in later life, there's certain parts of our lives that our own mind hides from ourselves because it tries to protect us. And later in life, we will see that our decisions and our choices and whatever has actually been a reason, like an extension of what that core wound was. So when we make certain decisions, when we attract certain things into our life, when we make a lot of fear-based decisions, in a sense, it comes from the fact that we've got a core pain inside us, a core wound, a core trauma. And as I said, we tend to blame the anger, we blame the pain, we say, oh, we blame the external source. So we blame the person who caused us pain. But that person didn't, I suppose, it's not their fault. We cannot blame an external person for our pain. They may have done something to trigger our pain, but they are not the cause of what is inside us. You know, we can't blame our reactions to the external person, to the trigger. You can't blame anyone or anything for the pain within your soul or in your heart. You just can't. We have to understand that when we do get angry and when we do get sad or frustrated in any kind of way, we have to ask ourselves, where is this coming from? You know, because it doesn't happen for no reason. We don't just get angry because we're happy. We get angry because there's pain inside. There is a deep pain inside us. And when we make decisions in life, we make them based on this pain, make them based on this core wound. Now, my core wound is abandonment. I was abandoned as a child, and this has led to so many fears in my life. Led to fears of rejection, fears of being unworthy, and fears of not being good enough. You know, and anytime then that anything doesn't work out in my life, or anytime that I walk away even from a situation, that will still trigger the core abandonment wound, because it would still trigger the fact that you have been left alone. Your inner child is still inside you screaming for love, and they feel abandoned because of their abandonment as a child. Now, as I said, your unconscious mind hides this from you, so you don't see this on the surface. But when we get angry, then we get angry over certain things that have happened in our lives or whatever. Now, over the last couple of years, I had to walk away from certain people, family members, friends, situations, for my own mental health and well-being. Now, even though it was my conscious choice to walk away from these situations, that was still triggering me the core abandonment wound, because it would still trigger being left alone, being isolated, being unworthy, and being not good enough. So what I'm trying to say to you today is, listen to your anger, listen to that pain, and ask yourself where it comes from. Ask yourself why you're angry. Why are you so angry? Like a couple of weeks ago, I was triggered into a massive avalanche of emotion, a massive avalanche of core wounds that I hadn't addressed, core wounds that I bottled up. Now, I didn't know I bottled them up. I had gone through something a few months ago and thought I healed it, but all I did was say, no, I'm okay, I'm fine, and buried it. And I realized 2 weeks ago that I buried it in on top of so much more pain and heartache that I had not faced and addressed at all. And that came out then in anger, such anger for the people related to that pain. But it's not their fault. It's not anyone's fault to trigger my pain, my abandonment wound. It's my wound that has been, like, my pain was buried in on top of my years of pain, my childhood pain, all of it, all the relationship rejection, all the rejection around work, family members, all of that. And it was my unconscious. If you want to blame anyone, don't blame the external person or anyone, because they didn't do they're not the fault of your triggers. If you want to blame anyone, blame your unconscious mind, because it's your unconscious mind that has hidden this shit from you. So when we get angry, don't blame the person or the trigger. Ask yourself, why does it hurt so much? Ask yourself why this situation or person has upset you. Because we cannot blame external things for our core wounds. We can't say, oh, the reason I'm angry is because that person did this or this person did that. No, the reason you're angry is because you've got buried pain inside you. The reason you're crying right now is because there's pain inside you. It's not because that person said this or did that or didn't do this. It's because you've got years upon years of pain bottled deep within you. And it's not even pain from just this lifetime, it's pain from past lifetimes as well. So this is all stuck inside you that you need to release. And be grateful for that person making you angry, because that person actually making you angry or that person causing you pain is a trigger for you to see that you still have shit to heal. And I'm a conscious healer. I've been consciously self-healing for the last few years. I've been consciously aware of my thoughts and my emotions. And these days I know the universe is guiding me, and I'll be guided to watch a movie, or I'll be about to click on something and I'm like, oh, there's a trigger in here for me. And I just know straight away that the universe is about to bring a trigger on for me. And they're painful. Triggers are painful. They're so painful. But they're a mirror to see what the fuck is going on and what the fuck you need to heal. And they're a blessing. They are a blessing. So say thanks to the person for making you angry, because at the end of the fucking day, it's not their fault that you're angry. It's what's inside you that has you angry or sad or upset. So be grateful for those triggers. Be grateful for anything that does make you angry, because it's a way of clearing out what is inside you. I was shocked with the amount of emotion and pain I still had buried deep within me unconsciously. And that's unconsciously. Our own fucking mind hides this shit from us. It's fucking Jesus-like. It really does. It blocks out traumas, it blocks out pain, it blocks out everything. But also because of our strength and our independence, we're no, we're not letting this affect us. We're strong now, we're over it, That's still burying, because you have to feel your pain, your emotion, your anger to release it. And it's a release. As I've said to you before, you sweat out, a flu or a cold. You sweat out the toxins out of your body. You need to release the trauma out of your body. And yes, it can come out in anger and frustration and tears. But these are all good things in a sense. But you need to ask yourself where these are coming from. And ask yourself why these are happening. Why this is happening. Why am I sad? Why am I frustrated? Why do I feel this, that, the other? See where it stems from. Because you can't fix a surface wound. I've mentioned I have fear of excitement. I'm getting better now, but I had a fear of excitement over the last 6-8 months. Completely afraid to get excited for life again, because I had, over 2 years ago, I had massive goals, massive dreams. I had a massive circle of friends, and I had my family around me. And I saw my future, and I was excited, and it was Jesus, excited all the time. It was crazy. And all of that was changed. My whole dreams, my future just completely changed. And because the rug was pulled from underneath me, Now, don't get me wrong, this is for my highest good and it's for my health and all that and whatever. That's great. It's for my life purpose. It's fine. We're over that. Oh, jeez, here we go. Hiding stuff again. But, like, you know, what I'm saying is, like, because of that, I have a fear of excitement. I was afraid to get excited again. But that's not out of nowhere. Why do I have a fear of excitement? It's a fear of rejection. It's a fear of abandonment. It comes back down to that core abandonment wound. It comes back down to the fact that I'm afraid to get happy again because everything was pulled from underneath me before. And this stems back to feeling unworthy as a child, feeling rejected and abandoned as a child. So anything that actually does happen, even if you choose to walk away from a situation, your inner child is still going to feel, why is everyone leaving me again? Why is everything taken away from me again? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is it. Like, your abandonment wound can be responsible for so many things in your life. And you need to understand that. And you need to understand where all this pain comes from. And, like, you know, I was so frustrated, you know, a couple of weeks ago, I was so frustrated, so angry. Oh, I was just angry that I was repeating the same pattern again. And I was like, Jesus, like, you know, you just do it. You just keep attracting these people that hurt you and all this kind of shit. Like, now, obviously these people didn't hurt me. I walked away from these people. It was my choice, whatever. You know what I mean? But as I was going through my emotional purge and as I was going through that anger and that pain, I got so fucking angry with the people around me. Like, obviously not the people around me, the people that were related to these wounds. I got so angry and I was like, for fuck's sake, like, you know, Jesus, why do I always... And I got angry with myself as well. Frustrated with my fucking self and saying, oh, here you go again. You know, you're fucking stupid, attracting the same kind of shit again into your fucking life. Do you know, and, like, you know, blaming myself for this, you know, this pain, this core pain that I'd been bottling inside. But when it came out, I started to just get angry with everything, with myself, with the people that were involved with that pain, with all of it. And at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with anything external. It was all down to my core abandonment wound and all the pain that I had suppressed over the fucking years down on top of that. And the pain I felt over the last, whatever, few months ago was down on top of that again. So I can't blame the person for the pain I bottled in on top of the other pain. Do you know, blame your unconscious mind if you're going to fucking blame anyone. Because we bury it in on top of this core wound. And, like, no matter how much, like, I'm healing my inner child daily. I've been healing my inner child since 2018. And, like, you know, I've healed my abandonment. Well, I've healed a lot of my abandonment wounds. But this abandonment wound is re-triggered because I have had to walk away from certain situations. It's triggered because I felt isolated again. And it's triggered because my inner child felt like everyone just leaves. That everything just leaves. And this is why I fear excitement. I'm starting to get excited again, so because I realised that it's my core abandonment wound and that I'm working on that again. But you have to ask, this is what I'm trying to say, you have to ask yourself why you feel angry, why that person is after triggering you, why you feel upset right now. All anger and all pain and frustration, it comes from what we have bottled within us. It comes from that core wound. And what is your core wound? Figure out what your core wound is. Figure out why you have attracted certain things into your life. Figure out why certain things have made you feel certain ways. Do you know, and, like, as I said, I understand my fear of excitement is due to my inner child fearing that every single thing I get excited for is just going to leave me again. Whether that be an object, a place, a destination, a person, who knows. Like, but I am afraid to reach for those stars because I'm afraid it'll all be pulled from underneath me. I'm not afraid. On the outside, I am getting excited again. But my inner child is still kind of going, we're better, we're kind of safer here, aren't we? We're safer not trying anything else. And that's another thing. This core wound it holds our past traumas. So, like, anything that as I said, we're afraid of excitement, but we're afraid to let new in. We're afraid to let in new people. We're afraid to let in new experiences and new situations because of our core abandonment wound. We are so afraid of the past repeating itself and so afraid of people leaving us again that we don't try. We don't take those risks. Do you know? But that's why it's so important to heal that core wound inside you. To face that wound inside you. So ask yourself every time you get angry, why am I angry? Why am I sad? Don't blame that external thing again. Don't blame it. Ask yourself, what pain are you holding within? And face it. Get that little shovel and dig into your heart and ask yourself, why am I feeling this way? Why am I so upset? Why am I so angry? Why am I so frustrated? Because when I went through that emotional roller coaster 2 weeks ago, I had cried so much. My face was swollen from fucking crying. I haven't cried that much in fucking years. And this was just because of layers and layers and layers of wounds that were right on top of my abandonment wound. So there was just so much and then when I went from crying to being so angry with everything, I'm walking into stuff and I'm fucking angry. But you can't, it's like saying, I walked into the wall there, or walked into a dresser and you're like, fuck you, dresser. You can't blame the dresser for your anger. You got angry not because you walked into something. You got angry because there's something inside you that you need to release. You need to face it and you need to release. So yeah, just understand that every anger we have, every pain, every trigger, every frustration, every emotion we have is because we have deep trauma and deep wounds and deep pain inside us. We don't get angry because we're fucking happy and there's nothing to address. It's there for a reason, and we need to look inside ourselves as to where this pain comes from, where this anger comes from, and where it all stems from. And this will mean you're going to have to be faced again with wounds that you thought you'd already healed, which is frustrating in itself. But it's so important. It's so important for us to be able to move forward with our lives, to be able to get excited again, and to be able to let love in. So we need to address where all this pain comes from. And it is, as I said, I'm a conscious healer, but yet my unconscious mind was still bearing layers upon layers of years of wounds on top of my core abandonment wound. And all this pain was related and was triggered through movies that I was actually guided to watch by the universe. And I knew before I watched these movies that I was going to be triggered, but I knew that the triggers are good, and it was it was so hard. But I knew in the depths of my tears and my anger that this has to be making room for something better. The universe makes us heal, makes us purge, makes us remove obstacles or people from our lives so that it can leave room for something bigger and better to come in. So I knew in the depths of no matter how much pain I was in, I knew this purge and this release was for something bigger and better to come in. And I know I'm still not there. I still am working on that, even though I had a massive purge that week. I'm still working every day on that pain, and there's still pain in there, and I'm still trying to face it. It's an ongoing, everyday, I won't say it is a battle, but it's a journey of self-discovery and self-healing. But this healing is so beneficial to bring in so much more, and we have to stop letting our past define our future. We have to stop letting self-limiting beliefs and past situations dictate how we move forward, because the past will not repeat itself. Because we're moving forward, making the right decisions, cutting out the wrong stuff for us, that will bring us in abundance and reward. Because we're choosing our soul's path instead of choosing society's path, this will bring in reward. This pain, this purge, this release, these core wounds that we're healing and facing, it's hard, but it's not for nothing. It really isn't. There is a bright, happy future for us, but if we don't face our core wounds, we will continue in the same cycle of life. The same relationships, the same traumas will keep repeating until we face those wounds. So, as I've said in my past videos, I named my unconscious mind George, and I speak to him separately. So I will have open dialogue with myself. I will ask my two-way conversations go on between me and me so that my unconscious mind will tell me what is going on. And look, people might think I'm crazy. It's the most beneficial thing I've ever done in my life. I ask myself questions questions as to what's wrong with me. And myself will answer, and we will talk to each other. And I am my own therapist in that sense, and it is brilliant. So ask yourself, when you get angry, when you get sad, when you get frustrated, ask yourself why. Why do you feel this way? What is the reason that this pain has been triggered again? What is the relation? Because everything is connected. All these pain triggers are connected. They all have the same common denominator. They all have the same core wound. It might seem a little bit different on the outside, but deep down it's all related to what is in deep within us. And all those layers then of the years of the same trauma, the same rejection, the same fear is all built in, and it's all buried down on top of that. We need to dig deep. We need to dig deep and ask ourselves why we feel this pain, why we are feeling this frustration, why are we being triggered, and face that core wound. Face it so you can release it. And it is ongoing. It's an ongoing healing journey. It's an everyday journey. But my God, it's so much better than the life I used to live. I would rather face these traumas and heal myself and find that love within my heart. Because that's what it leads you to. It leads you to self-love. And you loving yourself will then attract loving relationships left, right and centre. So this is not for nothing. This will be rewarded. So do that work now. Face those core wounds. And if you need my help, ring me for a discovery call today, and I will help you on your journey to addressing and facing your core wounds. If this video resonates, please like and share, and please like and share my page. Thank you for listening today. Bye bye.